All right. Well, hello. Good evening, morning, whatever time it is. I'm Palidore. Welcome to the stream here on VR Master League Channel 1. So. Some intrigue here tonight and Friday night for OCE, Friday morning for me. We've got Leviathan, we've got Astria, and we've got a very familiar matchup here that we just saw a few weeks ago. Interesting stories in that one, because it was Astria who handed Leviathan their first loss, as I do recall. But on that occasion, Soggy Budding Snags was absent in the match for connection issues. Now, it turns out, as you hear the players maybe chattering in the background a little bit, same thing here today. So interesting developments. I was kind of listening and seeing what they want to do. I think it sounded like they're going to wait a few minutes here to see if they can get Soggy back in the game before starting. They do have some time, of course. So until then, as I will mute that now because it's kind of distracting. Until then, you got me. We're going to wait this one out a little bit. We've got a lot of OCE matches here tonight, though, that said. Ready to be casted as well. I mean, I'm here on Channel 1 for the moment. Luke will also be here on Channel 1/2, depending on how delayed things get. But we have Astra and Leviathan, obviously. We have Dragon Slayers and Redbacks, Last Centurions and Free VR, Divinity and Talos, and Centurions and Villain. So, man, there's a lot of games here tonight for you guys to watch. Most busy OCE night I think we've had all season, so it's awesome. Into the chat, as I do see Luke in there, actually in the Discord channel now. You in the game? Are you here? Hello?
Hello?
Ah, he's here. Maybe turning up a little bit, but yeah, how's it going?
You know what? Not too bad. I'm really excited. I was like, man, I need to pick a day this week to do some OCE matches, and you know, today's the day. We made it. So I'm excited to see these two teams, because last time, I mean, Leviathans historically are the better team, right? But Astria, they came out with the W last time, even though the score was 27-27. But they scored it in the right order. So, you know what? I'm certainly excited. I'm certainly excited to see these OCE matches. I haven't cast any. I know you did. I know Pamwa has. I know Punda has. But you know, I haven't been able to get a chance to see these OCE games this season. So I'm excited for today.
Yeah, same here. Also, good morning. Unusual to see you up this early, indeed. At least on the casting end of things. But yeah, great to have Luke in the casting booth as well, and all you guys in the chat joining. See about 30 people in there, and I'm sure it'll only get higher and higher. But yeah, there's a lot of matches that you've taken here, and always happy to get our multiple regions streamed for sure.
Yeah, it always is. Rowdy, you're not the one you see right now, because I just came into this a little bit. Unless you can turn on my cams or no.
You can attempt, and I can attempt. We do have a couple minutes here, as we do have.
Let's see.
We do have a few minutes until we get potentially Soggy Budding Snags in the game. That's what they're waiting on, and of course they do have up to 15. So.
You really do. I might have to step away here for Channel 2, as I believe you mentioned, in 25 minutes or so, to catch that next game. Because we don't want to start it too late, and we don't want to make them wait. But Rowdy, I mean, you ask and we listen. Maybe I'll be the one you see in a second. I don't know. I can't hear the caster's beautiful voice because my phone's kind of broken. Oh, well, you can't hear us anyway, so I'm talking to someone who can't hear me. That's okay. But red color superior, if you say so, my man. If you say so. But we do have Soggy Bunny back in the game, so maybe we shall continue and get this going. I don't know. Time will tell. Yo, Orion, how's it going, my man? Hopefully you're doing well. Sabertooth, Onion. Is it Onion or Orion? This is McCarthyism. Are you in the arena? You're not in the arena. I don't know. Astrostacks, Hacksock's internet for the win. Hey, old man Figgies, whatever works, right? That's not technically against the no, it's against the rules. Don't do that.
Let's see if we got this. Hey, look,
right,
we've got a Luke on the cameras. That works.
Oh wow, look at that! Incredible. Palidore on cams, absolutely crushing it. Gotta love him.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Old man Fingy says Astria Strats is Hacksock's internet for the win. What do you think? Is that going to give them the win? 2 times in a row, season 4?
Well, we will see. I do want to see how this one paves out. Now that Soggy is in the game, especially because of the fact that, again, Leviathan did give up that first loss in the season. I know there was plenty of talk saying, yeah, well, we didn't have the full roster and things like that. And, you know, fair play, but at the same time, you got to figure, Astria, they're not going to care. You know, they're going to play their game, and their game, that is to say, is a game that's only lost them 2 matches this whole season thus far. I mean, for impressive as Leviathan has been, 11-1 record-wise, Astria more games and a few more wins at that. So, you know, no matter what, these are 2 top-level teams, and I just want to see this full 2-rounder, 3-rounder, OT, whatever it turns out to be. I want to see that full match play out here, and, you know, kind of get that decisive, I guess, result, because this could very well be one of those finals previews matches, and we've seen a lot of those this week in VRML, in our other regions as well.
Yeah, it really could. I mean, these teams are just neck and neck, historically speaking, in this season, as I said. So, I mean, I'm excited to see maybe Astrian take the upset win. Who knows? Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen Astria here just a few days ago as well. I mean, streamed them quite a bit, and they've been very, very successful, as I've mentioned. For Leviathan, obviously housing some veterans in here, and I got to give a shout out to Punda and Zeros, Real Zeros, aside of being moderators, as I was informed just last week. They're actually longtime veterans of Echo. When I was discussing here in OCE, I was mentioning some of these players who've been around for years and years, and I was under the impression Punda and Zeros came in maybe late 2018 or sometime early to mid 2019. No, they've been there since 2017, as they informed me. So
wow.
I gotta shout that out real quick because that was kind of surprising to me, and yet, given how they played and the fact that they are back-to-back champions, I guess it shouldn't be a surprise, right?
I mean, it's one of those things where you just don't know. I mean, there's so many players around the community that you know and you hear of, and you know they've been around, you know, forever, and you know that. But there's also players who just, you know, silently hang out, and they don't have to speak loudly. They don't have to shout, you know, how I'm an OG. They just have some fun, play some Echo, and maybe you know, Punda falls in that category, and some of the Leviathan roster. But you know, yeah, it's always great to see how the community has grown. I mean, heck, even since I've joined the community back in, well, I started playing Echo back in 2018. You know, it's incredible to see how it's grown so much, not only, you know, in North America, but in all the regions. I mean, last season we only had 20 OCE teams. Now we're in, you know, the mid-20s. That's a pretty big growth rate. I mean, relatively speaking, right? So it's always cool to see all these new players, you know, entering Echo here even in 2021.
Yeah, I always bring the comparison of OCE to early days of NA and EU and Echo in those initial years of action. I mean, just a reminder, kind of a refresher here in VRML and its preseason back in November, December of 2019, when VRML first came into Echo. In total, we had about 30-ish teams or so. Obviously things have exploded since then, but I do feel like OCE is very much on that similar kind of track where, yeah, they have the teams in the 20s or so now, and it's ever growing. But I feel like fast forward another couple of years, I mean, OCE is going to be just as explosive and expansive as our other regions have gotten. Yeah,
one can certainly hope for sure. We do have 8 people in the server just hanging out. So I'm not sure what they're waiting for, but hopefully we do get this match started here soon. But man, I mean, we have the votes. Astria is worth noting has more people voting for them in the prediction poll in chat. It's 12-7 in terms of people. Sure, points-wise they're less. But numbers-wise, the people think Astria is going to win. I mean, that's certainly something unheard of last season. But it's a new season, it's a new me, it's a new game, as we are going to finally get started here in round 1 of 3.
Well, that we are. Okay, here we go. So everyone joining us at home, thank you again for doing so, or wherever you happen to be. Right place, right time, and let's go. I'm Palidore with Luke, co-casting with me, and we've got Primetime OCE getting started right about now.
It really is, but that's going to be Midget moving it downfield. Quickly getting picked up, though, by Soggy as Real Zeros takes a hand on it. Looks for the pass across. Doesn't quite connect, but the clear will effectively work as it gets into the tunnel and sent downfield.
Well, it will enable Soggy Buddings, who is very, very happy to be in this game. A gentle back pass, maybe not gentle enough. Players out of position, although the stacks quite in quick succession able to recover. And back into the goal for an attempted reset. Doesn't actually reach them, but it still has a chance, as they will be able to send it into the other lane. And like I said, they have the stacks ready. That is Leviathan in a nutshell. One of the great things they do is just keep mobile.
Yeah, they really do. And there's a shot, but there's a save from Halgebert, as that is going to get sent downfield, but right into the hands of Jimboreen, who's across to Punda. Punda, now one more pass, but that doesn't quite connect, as it's going to be a scramble for the disc, but it will get picked up by Jimboreen. Jimboreen, again, a pass doesn't quite connect, but now the Real Zeros, one more pass, one too many, but it will be Jimboreen picking it up.
Well, that said, the defense is playing excellently here, really causing a lot of tough looks. But from that tight angle, from right up above, it's a Real Zeros able to deliver it eventually, despite the initial good defense, including that save from Halgebert, who over and over throughout these streams has proven they will make them hurt. Any and every team with that kind of defense.
Yeah, they really do, but it's just a 2-point game, minute and a half in. Let's see what Astria can do, as they do go for a short little pass to Koala Kid. Moving it upfield, going for a longer one now. It's still good. Midget taking a look. No 3 opportunity here. The goalie is back, but moving upfield, just taking space, taking all the space Leviathan's giving to them, and they're just pushing. Now there is a stack, but the pass is good. Diving into the bubble. One more shot. No, just a straight shot.
No.
And Jimboreen to Punda. No, that's going to be a self-goal. The game's tied.
Well, that is just a lot bit painful. Getting the great grab, Jimboreen, who's also a fantastic player in that goal. I mean, again, it applies to so many people. It's hard to list them all here, but yeah, just those unforced ones. Those ones could always get on the team's mind a little bit when that happens, and you see it here. I mean, kind of that turnover just ricocheting badly off that rim, so we'll be taken back again. Astria, but Leviathan on this clear and actually passed to Zeros, so a little struggle in this joust, but trying to calm it down once more.
They're definitely trying to calm it down, as the Real Zeros is able to get that pass upfield, but there's already 2-3 players back, so they have nothing really to do with it. Just pass back to Real Zeros, but intercepted, and Spencer is going to get the clear.
All right, so into that midline and into the blue zone. 2 players from either team arriving right in the outer reach. Meanwhile, an attempted back pass will miss the mark, although diving out on it is going to be Midget. Midget also playing a great game last time around on stream with a lot of great saves and offensive plays themselves. Getting stuck. Wow, that momentum completely stopped. Not sure I've seen that before. Koala Kid, though, swinging it in like a pendulum.
Yeah, swinging it in and getting it done. No self-goal for this one. 4-2. Astria take the lead. Only a few minutes in. I mean, they're looking good right now. Let's see what Leviathan's going to do on the counterattack.
Still entertained by that disc. It wasn't moving even by a centimeter. Just completely stopped, but regardless, it set up the perfect play, as Real Zeros will try to make a play up on here and avoid that aggressive stack, which they do fairly well. And a lot of nice disruption from Zeros, as well as Jimboreen is actually going to get a lot of time for this workup for Leviathan into the floor, as they now split into more of a man and zone type coverage.
Yeah, they really do. But there's a low pass. It's still good. Jimboreen finding the pass across, but no, it finds the angle, but not the right person, as he is going to pick it up, the Real Zeros, that is. Now across far to Soggy Bunny, to one more cut at the save! Oh my goodness, Halgebert absolutely crushing it, sending that one out to the hands of Midget, who's looking for the clear, but no, intercepted.
That's what Hal does. Again, gives them Hal, if nothing else. Taking it here, though, is Spencer. Spencer into the midfield. Got to link up with Midget. They do so. One boost down the floor. A perfect setup for another goal. 2 points before anyone could recover. And so far, so good for Astria, up by a couple goals.
I mean, they're looking good right now. I mean, they're finding the passing options on the defensive end and on the offensive side. So I mean, hey, let's see what Leviathan can do. 4 points behind, definitely willing and able to come back. Maybe we can see a 3.
Yeah, absolutely. And with that, into the left lane, the orange field, there's one in the goal. Halgebert just manning it like a man, gotta say, doing an absolute insane job. That's the thing, you have goalies doing things like that, where the offense feels like they got a good-looking goal, and then they're still denied at the very end, thanks to an unlikely, at least for most people, save. That will definitely weigh on the mind of an offense the next time they go into that goal. That said, goal open, but shot not made.
Yeah, shot not made, and it is going to get picked up by Koala Kid. And again, they get the clear. Yeah, that does bounce through. Oh, I jinxed it. As Soggy Burning snags the disc, and it is going to get past Jimboreen and sent right back.
So Leviathan here, just missing a pass. So trying to find their stability in this round so far. Sometimes it is a warm-up period, certainly for teams, and Leviathan can definitely be one of those teams. I mean, when they are feeling completely in a good rhythm and they're fully warmed up, definitely one of those teams who just cycle the disc so very well. Their spacing, their positioning, their speed, that team play is absolutely immaculate. That said, there it is right there. Panda receiving from Soggy Bunnings that pass, and they're able to dunk it in right from close up.
Yeah, they are able to get that dunk and make it a 2-point game. Never count Leviathan out because they are truly insane. But still, 4 minutes left on the clock. Only 10 points on the board. Very evenly matched, both these teams. Astria, though, we haven't been able to see. It's been a little while since we saw this joust advantage as they do go for a short pass to Cloud. That Geo there that Koala Kid was standing on. But they're just slowing this game down. They're 2 points up. They're happy to reset, but that's a mistake. Leviathan, the quick stacks. We've talked about them before, and we get to see them now. No! Oof. Not able to get a hand on the disc, though, as it does bounce out of the bubble.
And that disc just about teasing zeros there was right outside the reach for a few seconds. Nearly able to get it, but unable to, so not being punished on this turnover and trying to turn it over now into the blue lane. There's the speedy stacks. There's the quick shot, but a rebound just the same from real zeros. Once more, not able to punish. That would have been a huge shot with only 3 minutes left to put them up by a couple goals once again. So lower scoring is this round, but very interesting pacing, certainly, where despite how fast these teams are, the scores are not plentiful in these first 10 minutes.
Yeah, certainly not plentiful, but that's going to get a pass, and there's a shot, and just like that, the game's tied. Snagging the disc and throwing it in, 6-all.
Alrighty, so all locked up just like that. Well, where, as I said, in these low-scoring situations, the more and more it gets closer to the end of those rounds, and the last couple of minutes of play, each score will be all the more vital. And at this point, with again 6-6 after nearly 8 minutes, just 1 or 2 goals for either team here could definitely be what secures this round.
Yeah, it certainly could be. And Spencer, I mean, it's just a back and forth game. Astria have been 4 points since they replied. But they're looking to do so here as they are moving in. And there's a good cut pass. Clean passing and clean shooting. Koala Kid climbing around the goalie and putting that one in for 2.
Nice moves. They had Jimboree in the goal there. The hands were in the right place, but maybe just a 1/10 of a second too late. Got it up there, but well placed on that pocket. And with that, as I said, 8-6, that alone could be what wins this game based on this pace. We shall see. Turnover there, nearly a reality, but a very quick launch will actually produce some numbers advantages inside that goal. Look at them go and look at them score. It's 8-8. Here we go. Last minute and a half of action.
Oh, man, everything's on the line right here. Everything's left in the arena. Only 9 seconds for that one. Leviathan's releasing the monster inside, but it's just a tie game. 1:20 on the clock. This effectively could be OT. Next goal wins, but hey, you never know with these teams. As a just advantage is going to come through for Astria.
What a beautiful offensive joust that was for Leviathan the last time around. Trying to replicate that here is Astria with an equally good work up the floor. They do miss the handles, however, and this is going to be a turnover, so Leviathan looking to provide these exciting moments in the final minute. They have the control, and anytime Leviathan has that in the clutch moments of a game, you're already worried if you're the other team, because now you know they're going to try and take some good opportunities here, and just whatever the defense gives them. I mean, if they're allowed to, I'm sure they'll even be glad to take a last shot here unless they start pressuring aggressively.
Yeah, I mean, 40 seconds now. Do they want an OT? I doubt it, but Leviathan's happy to take the time. As long as this ends with success, it's the perfect strategy. But they are going to dive in. There's one more cut. Oh, one too many. Maybe to bounce back, and it's slammed in. 30 seconds on the clock. That's 15 seconds on the clock for Astria to come back.
What a huge get that was, and that was nearly just a bad mistake that could have cost them, but it bounced to the right place and right time, and as always, those are the ones that could secure the game, especially in this amount of time left, so we need to see a supremely fast joust on the side of Astria. I mean, they're moving, they're zipping, they've got the angles, OT, but no, tangling and mangling and wrangling that disc. Soggy Bunning snags right at home here on this range, and Leviathan takes it away in the first.
They do take it away in the first. Some way, somehow, they pulled through to end to 8. Final score round 1. But hey, there's always a second round. So, I mean, Astria definitely willing to take this one. again, I mean, I know I've talked about it a lot, but the first time these teams played in Season 4, the score was tied. Obviously, one team had to win 27-27, but it just shows how close both these teams are in skill level. And man, I mean, what a game.
Yeah. It's just, you know, some of my favorite matches across the weeks and across the seasons for the last couple now, they do happen to occur here in OCE. Among these top teams especially, just those margins are getting so much closer between, you know, the number 1, the number 2, the number 3, the number 4, etc. Again, it just reminds me of how it was, like I said, with NA and EU back at the time. So it's very similar type of thing, but just the beauty of having all these streams, there's a lot to study, and it's very evident to me that these teams are doing just that, because the difference just a month makes, a couple months make, and a season to season especially, where once upon a time you have a team like Leviathan, who, credit to them, they played great in that round, they were able to close it out. But again, when you're looking at Leviathan as kind of the Ignites, you know, slash Jokers of old here in OC, or same thing with Team Gravity over in Europe, right? Where they're so dominant there at the very tippy top of action. Now, Leviathan, still there at the top. Likewise for Ignite and Team Gravity, they're still all playing those very top ranks. But at the same time, you can see week to week, match to match, it's not just a no sweat kind of game. They have to be putting in 100% every single time, or else one of those underdog teams, they're going to come up and do something nasty to them. So yeah, it's great to see here. Competition never been better.
I mean, that's part of the fun for the region growing and expanding, and you know, always new experiences and new studies and whatever. So I mean, yeah. As the pause, we do have a pause coming through. Who paused? Let's check Spark. Oh, my Spark's not connected, unfortunately. So I don't know. But maybe you can know if you check the event log, Pally. But I'd be curious because I mean, Astria would make sense to pause here, to really just like slow down that mental game, right? I mean, it's one of those things that we like to talk about a lot as casters, but it's just so important. We don't really see the direct like a goal or an assist. We see that. We see it tracked. It's there, but these mental game, as much mental warfare, dare I call it, you know, we don't really get to see in the arena.
Either I froze or Luke froze, or he's very, very good. Very, very good at the whole statue trend. That's kind of old though, isn't it? Based on the fact that I'm seeing players moving, I'm assuming it was him. Well, let's just fix that now, shall we? Okay, well, Luke hopefully gonna get back in connection, especially because there's another match over on the other channel. Agent Victoria got him with her mind powers. That's not good. Let's see if he's back yet. Nope. Be free! Wingardium Leviosa. That's not the right spell. Avada Kedavra! Luke is now dead. In any case, well, still in a timeout, and just to confirm what Luke was saying also before he freezed out, it was indeed Astria who initiated this pause, so a couple minutes into it yet. Of course, teams can take up to 5 minutes. Well, 4 minutes on the actual pause timer, and then there's an extra minute of intermission, so we're approaching that mark now. Orion saying, did I defeat Pam? Not yet. Not yet. Pam Wile's Jedi powers? Oh, Luke saying, I'm still here, I didn't leave. Well, your cams say otherwise. Ah, there you are.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
Yeah, I just stopped talking. I just like looked in the stream and I was like, wait a minute, but like I never lagged out. I heard you the entire time. Very strange. Anyway.
I'm sure.
But yeah, I'm gonna hop to channel 2 now to cast that next match. So have fun with round 2.
All right, cool. On that note, then, yeah, Luke will be on channel 2, and I will be. Well, I think we both will be here on channel 1. So right after, maybe, possibly.
I think so.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Okay. Well. Until then, toodaloo. Goodbye to Luke. And again, that'll be on channel 2. There's Dragon Slayers and Redbacks that will be played there. And because we do have several OCE matches here tonight, again, I think 5 of them, we will basically aim to reconvene on Channel 1 in about half an hour for that third match that would be happening. Just to keep you guys all looped in and whatnot. That said, gotta turn on the old AC. Because it's getting hot in here, and it's about to get really sweaty in this second round, I could only predict. So, back into it. And, yeah, I need Pamwow's lightsaber. I agree. Shame, I don't have it. Yeah, Pamwow did want to cast, unfortunately he was not available at the time. Sad days, of course, but that said, you know, just glad to be able to be here, whether solo, with Luke, with Pam, or just with you guys. You know, it's all good. Maybe even get Newt back in the caster's seat like the other day. That said, a handoff play. What a way to start, but the save from Halja Ubert. That's a great stop. Can they stop it twice is the question. Real Zeros, a lot of dancing there in the ceiling. And because Zeros is the inverted one, although Midget also inverted, anytime you're inverted against non-inverted players, it's just going to be even harder, especially on that ceiling, because you got to crank your neck to work it around. This passing, though, just a thing of absolute beauty. That was delightful, delectable, nutritious, and delicious. Maybe not those last two, but it was still really good. Love that passing. Just about flawless. Oh yeah, mannequin challenge. That's what it's called. I think the statue challenge or something else. I think that's where you toss water and then flour on people, right? Never mind. That was close though. Punda over there to the midfield. Soggy Bunnings with that disc trying to evade, but instead getting invaded by Koala Kid, who sends it, makes that play. That could bounce in, and yes it is. It's a good goal, great goal. 33 deep. That is a 3. First 3 of round 2. Astria, courtesy Koala. Great shot. And you look at that, how it just narrowly avoided the defender, who was perched close to the ceiling but wasn't quite able to get there in time. Now on that launch, we've seen this in round 2, or round 1, that is to say. These really great long-range launches offensively for Leviathan. This time, though, different results than before. Very well covered by Astria. They had those extra passes covered. And as a result, they might have some angles here down the line. Although losing the handles just briefly, so Punda is able to get there and swoop in for the grab just in time. And up the floor they go. Once more to the reference Twitch chat there. If you guys are looking for the game that's supposed to be happening right about now, Redbacks and Dragon Slayers, that is on Channel 2 in the next minute or two. As a 2-point attempt will be knocked out of there. Good dive from Midget and the other 3 players trying to get down the floor, although Jimboreen is there for a brief recovery. Spencer causing some trouble. Backlining it to Jimboreen. Jimboreen up top again, up front again rather, to Soggy, and then back once more. You see the patience, right? That's one of the biggest things for any and every team in Echo Arena. As they push in from the clock, but hell, just the right spot again. Absolutely nutty goalie. And you gotta factor in every single time, as Real Zeros attempted an anchor shot off of the defender, got stunned instead for the efforts, but taken back here. The goal a little bit open, Spencer trying to close it off, and some more disarray as the disc goes astray into the midfield. But what I was saying, the biggest thing, one of the biggest things for teams looking to learn a little bit is learn that you don't always have to push it forward when you're on offense. It is definitely more than okay to pass it back. Pass it back twice, maybe even thrice. The idea is you're turning in what might be a 50% chance at a goal because of some heavy defense. By resetting, you're just looking for a better angle, a better drive, and maybe next time around, you'll be able to take a 60, 70, 80% chance at a goal. You know, a much higher opportunity look instead of making these tough passes and tough shots. That was going to be a tough shot right down the mail slot, but taking it back and now in the pot. 3 points hit by Soggy of the Bunnings. And they will snag themselves a 2-point lead. Oh, nicely done. We're back in that same kind of zone as the first round, where these opening minutes, at least, initial half, maybe even 3/4, a little bit slower on the scoring, right? Only a few goals combined between these two teams, and yet here we are. Starting to heat up once again. So cracked, he's literally dust, says Gold Silver Ridge. Indeed. Soggy had one of the more impressive offensive performances, if not the most impressive offensive performance in OCE, at least on stream. just like a couple weeks ago. Scored those 16 points in one round. So certainly glad to have them back on the roster, and well, they're going to be glad to foster that for Astria. Less so for Leviathan. One of those sweet home Chicagos. But that said, powerful drive. It's tied 5-5 with 5 on the clock, and 5 minutes that is. Just an even match this has been so far. Same with round 1. Of course, fingers crossed for those third rounds. That's what we very selfish, terribly selfish casters always ask for of these teams. That said, Midget has that 3. Oh, wow. That was beautiful. What decision making from Midget. Look at that. Now, just the most gentle bounce. Recognize, okay, look at this. Look at this replay. Oh, I don't have an angle, so you know what? I see the defense behind me. I don't have enough time to clear the barrier. So I'm just going to go for the bounce. I'm going to be adjustable. That is some high-level decision-making in play there. The shot itself, not necessarily the hardest in the world, you know, given the range and the soft touch and things like that. But when you factor in the quick decision that had to be made to make it happen, because that is a very uncommonly taken shot, that is where the degree of difficulty all was. So that was fantastic to put in that bouncer. Love to see it. Love to see it. Simple geometry, right? Simple geometry. And that said, let's see if they can go for that goal right into that triangle and getting that geometry. All the math checks out. Shout out PamWow. They're up by 1 still for Astria. Leviathan, though, answering that last goal. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. All about the geometrics, though, right? Trying to kind of analyze those bounces. Just put the bounce halfway between you and the goal, essentially. But man, so much easier said than done. So much harder than it is to be said. I feel like I did that backwards. Anyways, whatever the case is, this is back to where we were in the last round, isn't it? 1-point game with a few minutes left. It's deja vu all over again. So I don't know. I don't know what to expect, but it's been a thriller thus far. It'll just basically be down to which team now, especially in the last few minutes, makes the fewest mistakes. That's all it really is. And really, on the whole, neither team even making that many mistakes to begin with. It's a lot of great offense, it's a lot of great defense. And there's the offense to put them up by 1 through defense of the defense. 1-point advantage, Leviathan. Not over yet, though, not over yet. Astria is right on them. I will say, no matter what the results are of this game, I mean, we've had, not to jinx it, we've had almost 2 full rounds of Soggy Bunting snags. Both these rounds right down to the wire. To me, that says that the win that Astria had a few weeks ago was not a mistake. Now that said, Leviathan, they're not going to make a mistake. Not off a turnover, not with an open goal. And there's the aforementioned Soggy Bunting snags. So that's exactly why they're more than glad to have Soggy back in the game. But as I was saying, the fact that both rounds basically came down to the last couple of minutes, regardless of what these results are, and be assured that Astria is definitely not done and toast yet. But it just shows they are definitely right up there with the likes of them. That's why we call this a finals preview, potentially. Because this team in Astria and Leviathan, these could be the final 2 teams that we see in just about a month and a half from now. Would not be a surprise at all, given what they're showing. But Leviathan, as always, you cannot count the champions out in any match, weekly or in the finals or otherwise, until they finally drop that first game, that first championship, for instance. You cannot bet on the ones who have been so consistent year after year, season after season. That said, it's down to the wire, down to the disc control. That will be nice dive out there. Actually, cut off from Spencer, that is. Really read that perfectly, but Jimboree, the problem is in the back line. So, Jimboree in the disc recovery, sending it over to Soggy, who dives out to meet it halfway. The beautiful pass below, and a good dive from Midget. So this is going to keep them alive if they can get those stacks a little bit quicker. Let's see, a read by Punda. Punda getting stunned, but a great pass to Real Zeros. Communication on points. A goal open, and there's the points right in that joint. They are up 15-8, and they are definitely now in position to take this game. Leviathan, right in the last minute and a half, 2 minutes, when they pulled away. And you know why? The disc control. Look at how much time they wasted in those last possessions. Full minute, basically. And really, kind of a miscue on my part. It's not even time. It's not time wasting because it's being used wisely. It's stalling, but it's smart stalling. And even when the defense was pretty nice from Astria and they're able to clear it out, guess what? They had the midfielder in the perfect place to get the interception anyways. Undoing all of that. So with that, fantastic match this was, and well, that shall be it. 15-8 though, Leviathan able to close out Astria. Still a mighty, mighty good showing. Like I said, folks. Finals preview, potentially. Although there are certainly a few teams I could put in that category, in addition to Leviathan and Astria. All right, so into the second round score screen, courtesy Ignite. Go download, of course, Spark on ignitevr.gg if you haven't already for some silly reason. But that said, take a look at these stats for you guys, and I mean, 15 points for Soggy. Obviously, they love having him here, able to just really lead that offense with so much shot finishing as well as passing. I mean, has 3 assists as well. But 15 points on the board. Punda putting in 4 and 1, as well as a couple of steals. He had real zeros with 6 and 4 in points and assists. And then Jimmarine contributing an assist, a couple of saves, and maybe even a couple more that unfortunately still, squeaked its way in. But still some good defense from Jimbarine, also one of those great goalies. Astria, on their side of the floor, it was a couple of saves for Halgebert, and probably even a couple more just that also were not credited. But 1 steal, 14 stuns. Koala Kid putting in the 7 and 1 in points and saves. Midget with 5 points, 1 save and 2 steals. And Spencer with an assist and 12 stuns there. But yeah, that was a really fun watch for sure. I'll get you guys your channel points, of course. Boom. And yeah, there you have it. Now, let's see. So, over on channel 2 right about now. Oops. I just did something silly to one of my bookmarks. Hold on a second. Alright, so on channel 2, I think that other match should be underway. This will be it for at least 20 minutes or so on this channel. But let's see. Alright, yeah, so Dragon Slayers and Redbacks just begun. So, for those who haven't joined that channel already, I will send you guys on a raid right about now. There you go. And again, so I'll send you guys off and close off the stream here, but just a reminder, we'll be back on channel 1, me and hopefully Luke as well, to convene for your next matches, as we do have several lined up for you, including Last Centurions versus Free VR. That's in 20 minutes on channel 1. We got Divinity and Talos following that 30 minutes later. And then another hour after that, we'll have Last Centurions versus Villain. So some thrilling games all across the way. But that said, I'm going to send you 32 over to channel 2. So say hi to Luke for me, and I'll see you guys real soon. Be happy, healthy, safe, and good to each other as always. Take it easy. Season 4 of VRML Echo Arena is brought to you by HyperX, Asterion Products, VRware, Rebuff Reality, VR Cover, and ProTube VR.